Let's all go to the lobby.
Captain, we're being hailed by the other vessel. Computer identifies it as the USS Bozeman. Open a channel.
Daily reminder. Star Trek, Star Wars, and even Alien doesn't equal the greatness that is Event Horizon. Event Horizon is God tier compared to those.
Hey everybody, we're at episode 6. Isn't that crazy? So we're going to talk about Twilight. I almost said Twilight. I can't believe it.
God damn it!
I get these movies confused all the time. It's Event Horizon, Twilight.
Billy, you're canceling us. You're canceling us, Billy!
So before I jump into the synopsis, guess who I have with me today? The lovely Lil for the win.
Yay!
Yo, Lil, I'm really happy for you. I'm going to let you finish. But Andrew Hoare has the best cameo appearance on here of all time. He really loves Event Horizon. And yeah, I kind of went hard on bashing it, but I needed something to save it because I love this movie. I don't think this movie is a great movie or a good movie. But then again, look at me. I love Transformers, all the movies. I love all the Leprechaun movies. So this is my bag. The only reason why I'm saying this now is because I go hard. From here on out, it's going to look like I hate it, but I'm playing devil's advocate for why it's bad. So this is me editing. This is me trying to get this done. But please go follow Andrew Hoare on YouTube, his TikTok. He loves Event Horizon. He loves this. And thank you guys and Andrew for watching the show, contributing to the show, and everything you guys do. It really makes my day.
Event Horizon!
Event Horizon.
Thank you! Billy is under the very committed impression that Twilight and Event Horizon are very, very similar. Though, I'm not going to say I disagree with this gentleman. I am going to also say this is a stretch, but it makes sense.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Billy. Tell them.
So the setting of this movie is dark, bleak, and bland. Might as well be Forks, Washington. Hint, hint.
Mm-hmm.
We got these group of people coming together and they're on a space journey. You find out they're close to retirement, the same line you get from every action movie. But now you're going to start dividing yourself in teams because you got the lovely Sam Neill from Jurassic Park as Dr. Weir. And then you got Lawrence Fishburne, The Matrix.
My favorite captain of all time in this film. Go ahead, sorry.
Probably in one of the best Hannibal remakes, if you want to call it that. He did the TV series. I loved him in that. So
I still haven't seen that. Please don't yell at me.
We got Team Weir and Team Miller. I'm not going to divide it up in like werewolves or vampires if we're going to do something like that. That'd be kind of
Sure you're not, Billy. Sure you're not, Billy. Oh, you always have something up your sleeve. I'm waiting for it.
And we got the lovable cast of miscreants. Cooper, Peter, Stark, Justin, DJ Smith. The fun people. And
honestly, not a hateable one in the bunch, in my opinion. It's very rare that you get like a crew in one of these movies and there's not one that you dislike. Me personally, I don't dislike any of them.
An all-star cast. I love the cast.
For real, though.
This is 1997. They go on to do bigger and better things. For a second, I was thinking Twilight as well, because the cast of Twilight is a great cast that go on to do bigger and better things. Oh my gosh, okay. Whew. I need to stop. And not to look at scores or anything, guys. I'm just going to pop these up right here. It looks like for their respective genres, for vampires, like critics panned it, but everybody loved it in the audience. So look at this for space and sci-fi. Looks like critics panned it, but sci-fi lovers loved it. It's weird. What a connection, Billy. Good job. All right, we're moving on. So this synopsis.
I can't with you. I am staying quiet. I am not involved with this commentary. Okay, this is your commentary here.
The synopsis is just turning into a Twilight thing. So, Lilith, go ahead and kick us off. What did you notice at the beginning, and what did you like? And let's see where we go.
I think the first thing I noticed rewatching this film, that it's set in 2047, I do believe, which is not far of a stretch from us anymore, which is kind of crazy to me.
No, I believe in 2020 or 2015. I put up the years, Billy. Do that in post. But
yeah,
we
I think they give us 3 different time frames.
Yeah, we already started colonizing Mars right now. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Look at us go. The thing is, like I said, it's 1997. Those years are, I would call, achievable years. If you were doing a sci-fi type of movie, if I was a director of I'd make it kind of further away. So like when we hit that landmark or that stride, we have nothing to compare it to, because
makes sense.
Practically in Back to the Future, like part 2, we lived in the future already. I think it took place in 2015. So that's a bummer.
It's kind of like the Jetsons. Didn't we hit the year of the Jetsons, or we're coming close on it?
I don't.
I think we're close. God only knows. I don't even know.
Look at the editing you're gonna make me do. Billy, put an edit of the Jetsons.
Yeah, Billy, get to work, Billy. Chop, Billy.
I better get paid overtime for this.
Slacker.
Let's just finish out the comparisons. There's a lot of Easter eggs and what feels like rip-offs from these movies. And the thing is I also see this movie inspiring other movies down the line. The weird is like where they wake up, the blue liquid, it kind of feels suffocating. This kind of has like Aliens vibes to it, not to mention when they were at the table doing a debrief, they had an Aliens vibe to it. Go ahead.
There's a few instances that it feels very alien, but at the same time you got to keep in mind I think the original idea for the film was kind of to go in that direction as an alien doppelganger, but when Paul Anderson came in, he flipped the script and said, no, we're not doing that. That's an alien clone. So we're going to do The Shining in space. And this is what came out of it. So I think that he did his best to not have that comparison. But since they're so close in years together, and like it's very close stylistically, I think a lot of people pan it just for that. Though I feel like it's very independent on its own in its own style and what it tries to portray.
So let's get this fun fact out of the way. It seriously feels kind of like Hellraiser in space. You'll never believe who the consultant was. Go ahead.
Yep, Clive Barker. He consulted on this film. Yeah, and that, for all the people that compare it and say it's Hellraiser in space, you're right. He consulted, so it makes sense.
Not to jump too far ahead, but I could seriously see it with DJ and the way he kind of went out. So let me jump back to this last thing real quick.
Okay.
What makes Twilight Twilight? And why do I say Twilight? This is Twilight in space. The dialogue, clunky, junky, and it's not compressed to make a good... Let's compare it to Aliens one more time. Let's compare it to The Thing one more time. Because this kind of does feel like Among Us with Dr. Wise we're gaslighting everybody. You know who else gaslights people? Edward to Bella, saying you didn't see shit. It was my testosterone. It was all this thing. I'm definitely not a vampire though. So we got gaslighting in that.
I mean, I can't say that I'm not a fan of that series because I went to see every movie other than the first one because my sister got me into it. But having said that, I guess the spaceship was sparkly and they were sparkly, so that makes sense.
Well, no, like let's go to the sparkly thing. You brought that up. Edward is about to reveal himself as a sparkly vampire, and this is like a death sentence. Well, Justin, being the idiot he is, having clunky, junky dialogue, is about to launch himself in space. And you guys...
You jumping ahead a little bit there, Billy.
I know.
You're a little bitter about that scene, Billy.
We're going to talk about this real quick, though. I'm just going to knock it out.
Of course we
because
are.
I had a couple people come at me. I'm like, bro, your movie kind of sucks.
I'm coming at you. That scene makes me cry, Billy. I teared up, Billy, and you're just like, no.
Because
this
it's
is stupid.
okay. Let's break this scene down. I'm skipping ahead. Justin is, for all sake and purposes, he got possessed and seen the other side, which is hell. And he's like, oh, I just want to die. And then he goes and, if you see what I saw. So it kind of feels like he's in the right sense of mind. If he's like, oh, he's seen hell and he doesn't want to go through it. Okay, that's reasonable. But then he suddenly turns back to himself.
He snaps out of it.
And then he goes, Mama Bear, don't let me die. Don't let me die, Mama. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is
like, baby bear, baby bear.
It's so stupid. The mama bears go. The mama bears.
It's so sad. It's so good. That scene is excellent.
This is not
That scene is
Hamlet.
excellent.
This is Twilight, if not Birdemic levels of.
I swear to God, if people get confused about what movie we're doing.
Oh, anyways, so we got this kid that licks windows out there. He's like, don't let me die, Mama. And she's this chick the whole time's having like issues with like seeing her kid,
Her own kid. So it kind of makes sense why she's so like cling to the youngest on board.
It's just
mama bear, baby bear kind of
it's
thing.
just weird. And earlier in the movie, we're gonna talk about it, but the spaceship kind of like explodes, and they have to
Billy
catch
had to
it.
get this out of the way first because it's bugging him, guys, gals, non-binary pals.
But
sorry, we're gonna get to the beginning in a second.
Captain Miller is like swimming. It's like space swimming, and he's going, Justin. And it's like, dude, you yelling and like doing the doggy paddle in space is not doing anything. Cooper has a great idea later on in the movie to actually get shit done, and maybe they could have like saved Justin's pretty face, but no. This is.
I mean,
so.
Then again, this is a horror film, and when does anybody make the right decision in a horror film?
You're right. The Aliens definitely didn't do it. John Carpenter's The Thing didn't do it.
Nope.
Halloween, the first one didn't do it. Oh man.
Hey. I mean,
there's a lot of movies that actually did do well, and you know what? Why should I settle with schlock? It's like, Billy, you ate the same Hungry Man every day for a year. You telling me you don't like this?
Okay.
I'm seeing this guy eating KFC down the street. I want that. That looks delicious. Why? I deserve it. It doesn't look like it's been in the oven for an hour. It sucks. Go ahead.
I mean, anyway, if we want to get back to the
Let's get back to the very beginning.
We can see Billy is a bitter bitch about this scene.
Hi, I'm Billy D, and I'm going to be blunt and honest with you. I love people, and I love their flaws, and this movie has its flaws. And we're going to go through the dumb, what is this movie about?
No,
I'm seriously...
Yeah, I get it,
you're
though.
Probably gonna,
I get it. It is, like, as much as that scene does make me cry, I get it. It's very trying to be serious when it's a little satire. I get it.
So...
Though, the girly girl in me definitely cheers up.
We're going to go to the beginning, because
Okay.
You're probably going to be pro this. I want you to find everything good in the movie, and I am going to tell you everything wrong with this movie, and that's why I love it.
But I have a really good one that's a continuity error that's right at the beginning. Can I say that one?
Go ahead. This movie sucks. Brought to you by... Just kidding.
No, I love this movie. No, but I noticed it this time around because in the beginning we find out that the ship, the Event Horizon, the one that... Okay, so let me get to this first. As it begins, we set off on a rescue mission with our team. Okay, and Sam Neill, the doctor, is the only one that knows what's going on at the time of them getting there. So they get prompted in an alien-like scene that Billy discussed about what's going on here. Did you want to let them know what's going on here, Billy, or did you want me to do that?
Go ahead.
Alrighty. So, what is going on here, basically, ladies, gentlemen, guys, gals, non-binary pals, is basically hell in space. And I say that because it is literally hell in space. The Sam Neill, the doctor, decides to explain to everybody after lots and lots of pushing how the ship that they're about to encounter and go on a rescue mission for is called the Event Horizon, which he made 7 long years ago, which went missing during its mission. Everybody told it got blown up. But guess what? It didn't get blown up. It just went missing and just came back 7 years later. And literally, this is how it works. The Event Horizon, the ship that they are going to rescue, if there's anybody on board, we don't know at this point, basically has a angel-like unit in the middle. And I say angel-like because it is based on an angel. Fun fact, a biblically accurate angel. Keep that in mind. We're not talking about like what we know today as angels. We're talking about biblically accurate angels. Fun fact, if you don't know what they look like. At its core, which basically folds time in half, which allows the ship to go through that into another universe and unfolds time again. So basically opening a portal to another place.
When they did that in the movie, though?
Yes.
Hardcore, it feels like a sexual innuendo. Like...
Oh, it definitely is, because he's got a freaking porn magazine and he puts a freaking pencil through it near a cooch.
Yeah, you're like, okay. Well, like,
yep.
And the thing is he was doing it slowly too. I'm like,
the one guy gets so mad because he's like, it's like, that's Jessica and that's mine.
Yeah, it's
or
like,
something like that.
And my thing is, this is what ticks me off. It's 1997. Yeah. Like, you know what movies are capable of. You know, you're still using magazines, my guy.
True. I mean,
I know it was 20. Billy, you forgot what Playboy was. No, I mean...
No, I agree with that, too, because it kind of threw me off seeing, like, a Playboy magazine type thing. Because I'm like, knowing what I know now and how society is, and, like, those magazines aren't nearly as popular anymore because of...
You see the one
internet.
chick looking at her son, like, oh, I miss you.
On the tablet,
yes.
Like, on the tablet, that made sense.
Maybe that's like a community tablet, and you can get bathroom time. Like, not to sound dirty birdie or anything like that.
I mean,
it's just,
you're right. You're 100% right.
I think the only reason why Jessica was even in there was just for Sam Neill to, like, ha, this is funny. Go ahead. Go ahead.
But no. So everybody's a little on edge after this because obviously they're basically going against the laws of physics here. And this ship, they have no idea where it's been. They're going on it. It's reading life signals throughout the whole ship, but it can't pinpoint where the life signals are.
Are we skipping so far ahead, or like what are we doing? Where's the organization?
No. I was personally just giving the outline of the ship and how we're getting to the Event Horizon, sir.
Oh, okay. Can I jump in real quick?
Oh, yes, you can, definitely.
There's so many dumb things that go on here. So this is why we're skipping over the dumb, boring stuff. Because this was pretty quick. This is actually like 15 or 20 minutes before we hop onto the ship.
I picked on it, okay? I was going to pick on it for a second because there's a continuity error in the beginning, but no.
There's so many things with Cooper. Cooper gives really good jokes. Cooper saves the movie for me, guys. And his lines and the way he's acting... He probably isn't qualified to do this. He's just there because he's hilarious. That's what you need to live.
Yes.
So let's get to the actual...
He's golden.
The dummy parts. When they took the intercom thing so seriously, I kind of laughed.
Yes.
I laughed. I'm not going to say kind of. I laughed. They're like, this was the last thing. Because before there was a dumb line like, yeah, we just got back from a big trip and we're kind of pissed that we're here. So, doctor, please tell us what this is all about. And then he's like, oh, okay. And then he does the little, like, weird gag with the woman. And then he's like, oh, by the way, we got this transmission and this is why you're all here. The thing is they were in deep, like, sleep stasis and then they all just woke up to figure out this is where I'd be pissed right here, is when
Yeah.
he's like, this is the track that we got from the ship right before we didn't get anything else, and you hear people going, oh my god, and then you
Yeah.
hear the like, and then like the thing is this is going through like a big government organization. They're gonna have to break that stuff down to
Yes.
like
NSA, I think they believe they said it
Yeah.
was top secret clearance
But
in
the-
the NSA.
nobody there is a linguist. Like nobody is like, oh, let's try Chinese, Japanese, no, freaking Latin. No, we had to wait until
No, literally, the doctor picks it up in that room.
well, it wasn't even the doctor, it was DJ, some class 3 engineer type shit. He's just sitting there, he's like, oh, that's Latin. And the thing is, they're listening to it on a boombox. It's not even like he doesn't have headphones in. He's like
Yeah.
not even hardcore
Keep in
analyzing
mind,
it.
this. Yeah, if this is the first time you're watching it, you gotta keep in mind it is made in '97. This
So
is
we
97
throw logic
version
all out of the window. No
Yeah.
logic here.
No. I'm just saying that this is what they thought it would be. So
and-
I give them that. I give them that.
This
at
guy
least.
who probably only took Latin in his like college years, which was it looks like about 9 or 10 years ago. He's like, oh, it says save me. So you heard save me, like, and like you guys. How many days did it take? Like 75 days to get there or some shit like that?
75 and hypersleep.
Sleep.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is like a terrible mission. This is like already a abandoned
110%.
ship. Like,
Oh, 100%.
and
Yeah. It's screwed from the start, and the captain knows it. The crew knows it. They hear that
as
transmission.
soon as I hear the transmission, I'm like, oh no, turn the ship around. This is dumb. I'm
Yep.
supposed to be retired. I'm supposed to like, why am I here? This is a dumb transmission. Why?
Yes.
Seriously, if you
No,
guys would have told
they-
me before we took off, I'd be like, you guys are stupid. Go find somebody else.
Okay. I think that's why they put the line in to where they pick up on the Latin phrase where they believe at this point in time it says "save us."
But do you know why that's a dumb line? Because
Why?
nobody at the NSA thought, oh, maybe that's a language.
I agree. I get it. There's a lot of stretching to be had in this movie, okay?
This is a huge stretch because you hear people dying and screaming. Like, imagine, like, what's a good example?
You're reading life forms over the whole boat, but you can't connect to one and can't pinpoint where they are.
Yeah,
You're
it's-
hearing screams of agony. Yeah, I definitely want to get on this ship.
You're telling me that this is gonna have to be it's not a search and rescue like they're pretending it is. This is an evacuation thing. So if they're like, we're just retrieving the
mean,
ship,
You know.
I would believe that more than.
Yes.
But this.
And by the way, Billy, since we're here, I did have a point to my synopsis earlier, sir. Thank you. Right at the beginning of the movie, there is a water bottle, and you hear it go slash. And guess what? We find out very early on in the movie that there is in deep freeze. So how is water going splash if the ship is in deep freeze? Okay. Anyway, I'm done.
Yeah, this movie is dumb. Thank you. Not to
See,
mention.
I said I just wanted to give a little fun little fact that I noticed on myself. It was just a continuity error that I saw. Anyways,
Well, there's a lot of continuity errors, and I think the main one that kind of ticked me off is
what's that?
when you get sucked into outer space, your blood
Mm-hmm.
doesn't twirl and like do magical things.
I noticed that as well.
Your body kind of turns into a
It was more of an
ice-
artistic take.
Yeah, artistic take. Yes, I understand
Yes.
what you were trying to say.
Yes.
Thank you for censoring yourself.
No, you shady little mofo twisted my words.
The guy who did this movie must have
I
been
know it
for-
doesn't seem like it, guys, gals, non-binary pals, but Billy actually really does like this movie.
I do. I love it to death. And the thing is so my favorite movies I watch every Halloween. This is a good one because they're not like my top favorite movies of all time. I watch these movies every Halloween because I enjoy them. Rob
Yes.
Zombie's Halloween not the original. Not like a lot of people will kill me for that. I watched Freddy versus Jason. Probably not the best of their independent series. In fact,
I love Freddy vs. Jason. People
good.
can come at me for that, but I love that movie.
And Trick or Treat and Satan's Little Helper. It's usually one
Trick
or
or
the
Treat,
but Satan's,
my favorite
Satan's
werewolf
Little
transformation.
Helper. I know. It's
Oh,
really
Satan's
good.
Little Helper. I've never seen the full movie. I saw the first 45 minutes until he has sex with his sister.
I don't know if he
and
actually does. I swear I've seen this
he
movie.
does have sex with his sister.
He's 7 years old and his sister's in college. There's no way.
No, like, not the little boy, the guy that's playing Satan and he thinks is Satan. He has sex with the sister because the sister believes it's her boyfriend in a costume.
But it's not a brother.
No, like she has a little brother, and that's our main antagonist, the one that plays the Satan game. And he finds this random serial killer and he believes he's Satan. We're talking about the same one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And once they get back to his house, this guy has sex with the sister because she assumes that it's the boyfriend when he'd already killed the boyfriend.
It seems like we're going to have to rewatch this movie.
I mean, I'm down. It's a good fun old time, especially for October because it's a Halloween themed one.
Let's get back to this one though. Like this.
Yes, sir.
I love dumb movies. That's what I'm trying to say. I love dumb, bad movies.
I do too. But I think for like honestly in '97 and them for going with not like mainstream like CGI houses, because if you didn't know, they went with CGI houses that were based in London and that were very small. Because they were trying to get a different feel than what everything else that was getting put out at the time. So I don't remember the exact name of the editing house or the CGI house or effects house, but it was based in London. And I think for '97, for me watching this on a 4K TV from a movie from '97,
it looks pretty damn good.
I think it was pretty damn good. Yeah, I agree too. You know, especially not being like pushed in a main studio and them having a very limited time to make this, you know. But and also being cut up the way it was, I think we ended up with a pretty decent film. Though if fun fact for anybody, if you're like a gorehound like me, the clips that were able to scavenge, thank you, tongue, you're welcome. A lot of the film was not usable. That's why when they came out with the collector's edition, it was not included in the collector's edition. Though there is in behind the scenes, you'll get little hints here and there of like extended kills. But, you know, there was a lot more gore in this film that they took out because the rating board, like always happens, this was '97, we're used to this in this era. And though, having said they took out a lot of the gore, there's still some gloriously gory moments in this film. And the effects in this film, I find, are very cringy and very realistic. What do you think about the effects in this film, Billy?
Hit and miss. I guess that you never miss, huh? You got a boy. I'm just kidding. No, they're really hit and miss.
No, like, keep singing the song, Billy. I want to hear it, Billy. I want to hear your beautiful singing voice, Mr. Makes Me Sick Babies
$10. I'm sending you my Cash App right now. So just as soon as I see it pop up, we're good.
Okay, I got my phone right here. I'll send $10 for a full song right now, big boy.
Anyways, no. As soon as the movie opened and you saw like cans and like stuff in air and all that,
yes,
it looked kind of bad. Like
it did. Like the floating stuff was not my favorite.
Everything that they did with the actual actors and actresses, Sam Neill stuff, the practical effects, stuff like that, I thought was great. Some of the silver goo stuff, whatever you want to call it, that was hit and miss. Like, look at Terminator that came out a few years prior. It did a lot, especially the liquid stuff with that guy. It felt good. And this movie,
are you talking about in the actual like the room with the core where all the oil was hanging? Yeah. I did like when the gravity kicked in and it like all the liquid fell because they actually used liquid and it was realistic. Though I do get that like the floating things like the anti-gravity things in this film, opposed to like the actual people themselves, aren't the best. Though I feel like the space atmosphere on the ship itself looks pretty decent.
Let's get the characters on the ship. We're finally at the Event Horizon, and shit's about to go down. They're like, Doctor, you need to stay on ship, and for some reason the Doctor's pissed the heck off. And before that,
very pissed.
You notice his little visions of his wife, I'm gonna presume, because
something happened here and we don't know what it is yet, but his wife is no longer in the picture and he misses her greatly.
So for most of the movie, I thought she was just at home and he just wants to get this shit done so he can go home.
Same.
They send out this guy, Captain Miller, with this girl. They're going to see one way. They sent Baby Bear, Justin, this other way. They all have, like, I call them fishing lures, because if something goes wrong, they can wheel them back in.
I think they used that in an Alien Covenant, I believe, that technique where they hooked it to the spacesuits, and if anything happened,
I know,
they
it's
could
like
reel
this
them back
movie
in.
was almost an Alien clone or something. No, you brought that up. I'm going to bring this up. They say Baby Bear a lot. And you know what else is annoying? Spider Monkey. And they say Spider Monkey an awful lot in Twilight. So people are like, Billy, I use this on TikTok. Spider Monkey is not the same as Baby Bear and Mama Bear. There's a significance with Baby Bear and Mama Bear. I mean, there's kind of a significance with, like, Spider Monkey. But the thing is there's like a slight thing for them. They're both stupid. Get over yourself. This movie is dumb. D-U-M. D-U-M. We dropped the B because we so dumb.
It's so fucking dumb, but it's so fucking good. I mean, I think, I think the people that hate this movie the most are the ones that try to take it insanely seriously. And, though it is a very serious toned film, it has great comedy in it as well. So, there's people out there that just can't take comedy in a horror film.
Look at the movies that came out around it, especially in the sci-fi scene. It hasn't really been doing well. Let's look at, I take that back. They count Terminator and Jurassic and all that as a real good sci-fi movie. I'm talking about space movies. So we got a couple of Star Trek films that aren't the best.
I was about to say, there's a couple good Star Trek
Phantom
ones.
Menace comes out like 2 years later and it's not the best. We got, I believe, 2 Alien movies in that decade. We got Alien 3 and Resurrections, and they weren't the best. And guys, I'm going hard on this movie, but I really love Alien Resurrections. A lot of people say that's one of the worst ones in the franchise. But
I love all the Alien movies except for the third one. Controversial opinion.
I don't think so. I'm on the same boat, and I'm kind of shocked that we have that agreement.
Actually, the one that came out most recently, I saw in the theater twice. But go ahead.
Moving on, Baby Bear dips his hand in there. He's like,
oh man. Okay, so yes, as they're exploring, Baby Bear gets to the core. The core opens itself, and it looks like a black hole, essentially. And that Billy's explaining, Baby Bear goes to poke it like you fucking idiot he is.
He was fisting it.
Yeah. He kind of got himself in trouble.
And he was enjoying it at first, and then he got sucked in.
Not so much.
Cooper
it
goes
went bad
in.
real fast.
Yeah, Cooper goes in. Like, he sees stuff. He's like, this is creepy. He Scooby-Doo's it. He's like, let's get the heck out of here. And then he books it with Justin, Baby, whatever you want to call him.
He gets Justin back, a.k.a. Baby Bear. But
there's a
he's kind of comatose.
Yeah, there's a big explosion at the time, too. Everything's messing up on ship. Everything's messing up on the Event Horizon. What's going on? And it's basically hey, we're going to add a time period, so they need to find oxygen, or they need to get this. It's like an objective piece. So you went from figuring out nobody's actually there to how the heck do we get out? And Justin's now gone, essentially.
Yeah, because basically, due to the explosion from the what happened to Justin, because there's a big surge after he gets shot out of the core. The ship they came on with to the Event Horizon is now damaged to the point where it needs repairs. So that's where we're at after Justin gets sucked out. Justin's comatose. They're trying to save his life, and now we got to figure out how to get home. Okay, and
with cool ass imagery and all that, they find first they find out there's only 10 hours of oxygen left. But
yes, 10 hours left, and they have to repair this other ship within 10 hours, or they run out of oxygen.
Well, with really cool imagery, you get to see these rooms. These it looks like a cheese grater that he's going through.
Yes, yes.
So this movie is filled.
Actually, Galaxy Quest kind of mimicked that scene because the director really liked the scene in this film. Fun fact.
Well,
but go ahead.
There's a lot of great looking scenes. It's kind of weird that
pretty.
there's. It kind of feels like future movies took this movie and try to make it better, but they can't. This
one of my
feels great.
favorite, most beautiful scenes, in my opinion, is when Sam Neill goes inside of the engineering room in the core, and it's like all the green microchip ducts.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is so gorgeous to look at right now.
Have you seen the movie Cubed?
Cubed or Cube?
Cube.
Cube. Yes, I've seen Cube. I love the Cube franchise.
Where
it's like the government agency cubes kind of thing.
Yeah, and they were trying to get out.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I freaking love those movies. Yes.
That's kind of the vibe I got from that air duct
Yes.
scene.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But we're jumping kind of ahead. Let's get back on track. Everybody starts having their own hallucinations, but first Cooper tells everybody on ship, "Hey, I saw this," and this is what I love. I could watch Sam Neill gaslight people for hours on end, and the thing is, it's Cooper though. Cooper's like, Cooper's like, "You dumb motherfucker."
It's Sam Neill, so
I can't believe you're doing this to me. And then Sam Neill was like, "Oh yeah, it's delusional. You're doing your best, buddy. I get you. You're okay though, and we love you. We know you're traumatized."
Yeah.
And then Captain
basically
Miller's
making everybody feel like they're delusional the whole time because he has his undercurrents.
So they go and they do their thing. What's her name? Sees her son. Everybody has some type of conniption. You still get to see Dr. Wise's wife. It's everybody but Smith, and then they all come back together, and they all start freaking out again. And this is another dumb scene. I've been waiting to talk about this.
Oh boy, here we go.
So Dr. Wise is kind of like an arrogant dick as soon as he gets on this ship. Right before, I felt like he was nicer and more likable when he was like, "Oh, I'm just a doctor. I don't know what I'm doing here." Now he's like prescribing everybody the same, "Oh, you're in shock. You're delusional. You're an idiot." And everybody hates him now. Smith calls him out on it, and then he tries to fight him. And Dr. Wise has Wire has a shit-eating grin. And this is what gets me. As soon as they pull him back, this is a crew that he's worked with before, and I would say they're kind of friends. His buddy DJ whips out a knife and takes it to his throat, like, "Calm down, dude. Calm down."
And even the captain's like...
I'm like,
he's like, "Did you realize you're holding a fucking syringe right now?"
It's so stupid. Just imagine if that's the way you go with anybody.
There's nothing going on. Calm down. As they have a fucking scalpel to your throat.
So that's the thing. Usually after that people calm down, they relax. No, they calm down for 2 seconds before Smith tries to attack him again. I'm like, this is Jerry Springer shit in space right now.
Yeah. They keep going. Like it doesn't stop. They keep trying to go at each other. It's freaking hilarious. It's hilarious.
So,
it's so much chaos. It's so much chaos.
I like seeing the bodies. You still see them in the background, the big wall of blood, the bodies that drop when free stasis or no gravity goes away. So there's a lot of cool background imagery. I feel like the Billy scene. Or not Billy scene, her son scene where
she sees her son, the hallucination of her son.
Yep.
Yeah, with the legs. Or are you talking about with the legs, or just yep. Originally, that had maggots in that scene, but they switched it without maggots because they felt like it was pushing the grossness too much.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and there's
Yes.
big.
So
Go ahead.
we get. You want to like after that we kind of get the transmission video like on with filters and they can see what happened. Do you want to jump into that?
Go for it. Yeah.
Okay, so the transmission we hear from the beginning is the video they find on the log, the last video log. So they get it through a bunch of different filters, and you see the original crew from the Event Horizon, and they're saying, we're about to go to set on the switch to go to the different
And the
universe.
captain, like, this is what I hate. Continuity for continuity's sake.
Yes.
In hell, like if you watch The Exorcist, they speak in tongues and Latin and all that. So that gives it off like, oh, this is demonic. This is like stuff.
See, I had this question for you, Billy. Do you think, based on what that captain said right before they hit that button, is the reason they went where they went?
Yes, that's what Sam Neill said. Sam Neill said
Because
they designed it to where it would go to a different dimension, and he's like, that different dimension's hell. So my thing is as soon as he found out where that went, he's been having the dreams, and like the ship kind of got Sam Neill to like, hey, come here, we have your wife, you can see your wife again.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about it, because like if you look at like what comes later. Okay, we'll get into that.
My issue is
I was mind blown for a second there because I just thought of something.
I don't think the captain was pulled to the ship, or like, I think the captain was an arrogant cock and knew Latin, so he's like, hey, let's do it for the video, like, and then they're like, oh, he was the one. Like, imagine being the dumb that like calls out that Easter egg. Oh, there's continuity, he's the Latin guy, oh my gosh.
I just think
smart.
It might have been the reason they went to the dimension they ended up in, opposed to a different dimension. Because it was a Latin phrase. Maybe it kind of sent them to hell because of the Latin phrase he spoke before they went.
Another thing that I thought was stupid was like, okay, you did good with continuity. You finally have a guy that speaks Latin. You're burning in hell, and you're sending a transmission in Latin, and your dumb science group or organization doesn't even think about the guy who talks in Latin in most of his video calls would be talking in Latin in this.
Okay. Yes, I agree. But I will say some of the best score comes from this transmission scene, which was originally much longer and much more graphic. Though not saying that it's not graphic, because if you know what you're looking at, it's graphic. Let's just say this transmission is them after they go to the other dimension. They basically land in hell. And what you expect when you land in hell? Sodomy and gore. We get it all.
They're screaming, they're dying, and it's like, come on.
Oh, it's
guys.
bad. It's bad. Like, it's bad.
So there's a lot of, for me, continuity errors, because there's so many ways that you could get off this ship, and they wanted the one way, and I don't know why the one way was better than the way they did it at the end, because they tore the building. They're like, oh, there's bombs right here, just so when we when we explode the ship, we're gonna parasail out and then we'll get saved. I'm like,
yep.
Okay, then why don't you do that now?
Yeah, but it makes sense. Like, I thought that too, but at the end of the day, I don't think Sam Neill was gonna let them go anywhere at any point.
I completely agree, but I feel like
that
was the only reason why they didn't do it. Is like,
honestly, if I was captain and I saw that there was life readings all over the ship and we couldn't pinpoint the life reading and all this shit started happening, I would say, if you guys, gals, non-binary pals don't know, there is bombs on the Event Horizon, and in a case of emergency, it breaks two parts of the ship apart, and one's used as a escape ship boat, and the other part is left to its own devices. So that's what Billy is referencing. There was an option to either use that or repair the ship that they came on, which is the option that they choose.
There's another thing that pissed me off. Why is the detonation like the trigger only for one bomb? And then later on in the movie, a detonation trigger is used for all of the bombs?
I don't know. I don't know.
Dumb. This movie's dumb. Hey, everybody, that Billy, this movie's not dumb. It's not like Twilight. No, this movie's dumb. At least Twilight. Okay, it's vampires and werewolves. Like, there's still a lot of dumb scenes. Like, I called them out with my wife. We were just chilling there watching it. Like, yeah, this is stupid. She's like, why is this stupid? Because the infight is in a big ballet room scene. I'm like, vampires don't have reflections. And she's like,
they're both very pretty movies to look at, and they have very cringy moments. Okay?
She's like, oh, it doesn't show their reflection. And then she goes, son of a bitch. There's the reflection. Now, like,
I mean, you got to keep in mind, this is a Mormon's vision of a vampire, okay? Stephanie Meyer is a Mormon who wrote these books, so a glistening vampire opposed to one that drinks human blood is not far out of a Mormon's mind, okay?
Okay, then what is this? Is this like a satanic's mind into space? I'm not really educated, so I'm going to make this really artistic.
Okay, I was about to say, you're not educated. I know you're educated, mister. Don't tell me you're not educated.
We need to add blood to this scene.
I could literally tell you what the...
what if that was the consultant's job, like Clive Barker? Okay, they're going to go out in space. We're going to do a deep freeze. No, blood. And it was like, Clive, but this is freeze. This is deep freeze. He's going to turn to ice. No, spin him around all veiny. And it's like, okay, he's the consultant. I guess we have to.
I can't.
I mean, I love this movie, guys. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, but the thing is if I can't call a duck and it's walking and quacking, I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Yeah. Hey. That's why.
This is a movie breakdown. This is why you guys are here.
It is. You can't always love every film completely, and a lot of films that we love are flawed, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing.
You know, Billy still loves this film, but he's also pointing out the massive flaws, like I pointed out. The ship's in deep freeze, but there's a water bottle all going all around this place. Okay, so, you know, there is definitely continuity errors to be had here. This is very 97's version of the future.
So, this is another thing.
The tone and the feel works really well.
Okay, let's go ahead, and I really want to get to the end, so I have a bunch of questions about this movie. Because I see this
after
movie...
the transmission, nothing major really happens other than the Dr. Sam Neill really kind of like descending into his madness and deciding that, yeah, you guys aren't leaving this ship.
Well, doesn't Lawrence Fishburne see his ghost friend, or hear his ghost friend?
Yes. Our captain, Lawrence Fishburne, whom is my favorite captain in any fucking movie I've ever seen. You can quote me on this. I'm not changing my mind.
I'll let you have this. Let's go ahead and do the voting question. You pick Lawrence Fishburne as best captain in the world. I pick Captain Jack Sparrow. So go ahead, duke it out in the... I'm just kidding.
You set me up for failure every freaking time. My nephew texted me today about one of our quizzes, and he went against me. Okay? My blood is betraying me, Billy. For you, Billy. You bet. My own blood.
I usually give you first pick.
Blood.
I usually...
Yeah, you give me first pick, but that's how you set me up.
That's true. All right, let's go on.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
Your favorite captain in the world. Go ahead.
Yes. He is the perfect balance between the douchebagness that you need for a captain and the good guyness you want out of a captain. Though we learned that he has not done perfect in his career later on. As we're getting to the end, we know that he, unfortunately, with his visions, because everybody's starting, oops, sorry, hit my mic. We were starting to, everybody's essentially getting visions at this point, and our captain is seeing visions of a burning man.
This is another dumb thing I'm hating. Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
If you have one more thing about Lawrence Fishburne, go ahead.
No, it's just he's my ideal captain. If I had to work for a captain, he's who I would want to work for. But go ahead, Billy.
I hate this. This is another Scooby-Doo scene. It's like, oh, there's issues. We all have hallucinations. You know what? Let's split up. And then they go different ways. And the thing is, that one chick that is seeing her son, like, she keeps having those mental freaks, and like, you hear things, you see things, and then all of a sudden, the person
Why
that
would they leave her alone?
Yeah, the person.
Please explain to me this.
I know. The person you're supposed to see and hear, he gets up and goes, and you don't know what's going on. You hear something, and the thing is, this is where Dr. Sam Neill, Wise, whatever you want to call him, he's going crazy. Like,
you going
the
cray.
Sam Raimi camera angles going in. He's like, I'm going to let this beast in. And he goes up to the door as it's being slammed in. The whole crew's like, what the heck is that? What the heck is that?
Yeah, that scene where, like, something's trying to beat through the door, and, like, everybody's freaking out, and Sam Neill is the doctor's slowly walking towards the door, like, let it in.
Yeah, they had to, like...
And thank God Stark, my girl Stark, okay? She fucking gets his hand and puts it behind him. She's like, yeah, I forget the line, but she gets him, and I'm like, good on you, girl. Tell that mofo, like, keep that shit out of here.
My thing is like, that doesn't come back at all. So it's beating down this big, huge metal door. 1 second.
You're good.
Beating down this big, huge metal door, and then it just stops because all they hear is the access lock is being unarmed and the door's opening, and they're like, oh no, who's going to the escape chamber? And then this is where Billy, if you want to edit that scene back in, we'll just briefly discuss it, because it's the dumb Mama Bill.
I love this scene. And though it's not scientifically accurate, I love when the blood comes out of his eyes and it's just like floating in space. It's beautiful, though it's not accurate in any sense.
I think I would have been more fine with that if Lawrence Fishburne didn't go from Justin to, all right, Justin, I got you, and Justin's like flopping like a fish. It's like, dude, it's freezing cold. Like, you're not flopping anywhere.
Yeah, he would have been deep freeze in 3.4 seconds, if that.
It seems like that, and then like the line. He's not gonna be Purdy anymore, but I saved him. Like, and they put him in the vat.
Yeah. And the medic,
I'm gonna kind of skip ahead. This question is burning inside me.
I know what you're gonna ask.
The blood in the vat. How did that not affect Justin? And then on top of that, when they go and they break the ship away, they go in the vats for deep sleep, and that's not bloody anymore. Well, so that has to be a deleted scene, a hallucination, or they had time to clean everything out.
I believe, personally, with the way you're referencing it is basically how, with the pods, every time they open, the water refreshes itself. So I'm assuming they open the pods, and that's why it's no longer bloody, and that's why I allow them to get away with it. That's the only thing that I can think of that would make that make sense.
And Cooper, come on, you've been the funny guy the whole time. As soon as she landed on the ground covered in blood, you didn't say, it's that time of the month. Like, that was an easy line. No, I should. I'll help you out next movie, if there is a next movie.
We're canceled. I got us canceled the other episode. You guys canceled this episode. We canceled. But hey, who cares?
No, because we forgot our sponsor, Tampax. I'm just kidding. What if, though? What?
Girl! No.
One
no,
day, if you like
no.
to sponsor
Any
us.
hoozles, you're supposed to save these Tampax jokes for the Ginger Snaps episode we're eventually going to have, okay? There's many to have in that film, okay? There's a whole scene about her buying Tampax, okay?
I'm excited.
Yes. But, yeah, the visuals in this film are very pretty, I feel. Like, though some of the visuals don't make sense at times, they're still very pretty to look at. The kills, although toned down for the final cut, are still effective, I find. And there's still a lot of blood, you know.
We're forgetting the kill with the Smith. Like, they finally get the ship ready to go. And they're excited.
I was wondering if you were going to bring that one up.
So
they finally get the original ship repaired and ready.
I like Smith a lot.
Our comedic relief and Smith are both the two guys that were repairing the ship. They finally get it repaired. They're ready to go. And what happens, Billy?
They find out that a bomb got stripped from that bridge, and Dr. Wise hit it in there.
Mr. Neil.
And he's like running around. He's like, where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? And
instead of running off the freaking ship, he's wondering where the bomb is. Go off the freaking ship! Anyway.
Yeah, and then he finds it, and he's like, the smile, like, that he found it to, 5 seconds to the frown. The thing is, he waited that 5 seconds. He didn't, like, try to do anything. He's like, no, game over.
Yep.
Game over, man.
And he's
game
the one
over.
that wants to get the hell out of here from the beginning. You would think he'd be bolting out that door instead of looking for a bomb. But hey, I guess body count needed some body count. But
well, thankfully, that one charge went on a different remote, or they would have been screwed. The whole time, though, everybody was packing up and getting things ready. As that was happening on the ship, that one lady that had the cursed son, dumb moment. Hey, there's my son back on Earth. Oh, what is he doing up there?
Like, see that death is I love that death scene because it's good, it's bloody, it's effective, it looks like it hurts really bad.
Yeah.
And like you cringe because like when she hits like the triangle thing, she's falling down, and it's like, oh god. But like it like I find it hard to believe that somebody of her caliber is gonna believe in what she's seeing, knowing that her son is still on Earth.
Not to mention, Cooper kind of let that slide. You're finally in groups. You have an accountability buddy, and you're cracking one-liners left and right. So you're walking back to the ship. You're probably like, "Hey, you want some black coffee with that?" Like whatever line he used at the beginning. He turns, "Hey, where'd you go?" And then he sees the body flop on the ground. I'm like, he's like, "Damn it! I had one job."
Yeah, I mean, I think after her, that's when where we go next after her death. Who's our next victim here?
Let's just go ahead and talk about Cooper being stuck in space, and then we talk about Dr. Neil's last vision.
Okay. So we are now stuck because our only option is to use the lifeboat of the Event Horizon. So here we go. Back on the Event Horizon we go. We just got Hope to get off of it, and we're going right back on it. Obviously, nobody's happy about this. Sam Neill has fully transitioned to his hell state by seeing his wife, and we find out what happened to his wife.
I think I messed up continuity. I'm thinking about it now. There's no way that not Dr. Cooper, he's not a doctor, what am I thinking? Cooper could have been with what's-her-name because he was in a spacesuit, like, as the ship blew up. Right?
Okay, now I'm confused.
I'm confused too.
Because I was on the right track, and you might have missaid something, but I read it right.
So, I watched this movie twice, and I think I get lost in the stupidity that I forget which character is which.
Okay, it's easy to do.
Stark gets left out of the movie for a good hot minute, because you don't see what Stark's doing at all.
Same. They cut out a lot of backstory. They cut out the original beginning. They cut out the story for the characters because it messed with the pacing of the film. So I think that's why it feels a little disconnected at
Forget
times.
majority of what I said, and let's just hop to where the things explode. Coop gets blown away. He's now in space, and he's like, "Oh, I have to put all my oxygen into this," and then he does the I'm coming back, mother effers. And the thing is this is my next
second guy that was repairing the ship.
Yep, this is my next favorite line though. As soon as he said that and he's flying away, it kind of looks like he's flying at the planet, not to the ship.
Yeah.
I really like how
looks like he's going to Earth opposed to the ship.
Yep.
But
Lawrence Fishburne is like, Coop's dead. Like as soon as that scene happened, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just so dumb, so cringy. Let's keep going though. They're looking for a doctor, but doctor's having his hallucination, and in this hallucination,
we find out what happened to his wife. Yes. Would you like to explain it, or did you want me to explain this?
So if I explain
very sad part.
Do you want it to be sad or do you want it to be dumb?
Okay, never mind. I'll explain it, Billy.
There you go.
So Sam Neill goes to the core because he doesn't want to leave this ship. This is basically home to him now, and he doesn't know why. Once he gets to the core of this ship, he sees his wife. Her eyes are closed. She is nude. He goes to his knees and she puts her hands over his head, and it shows you what happened to his wife.
Oh.
She ended up while he... Go ahead.
His little speech. Let's give him some humanity. If you're going to make this sad... I know I've been working on this project for so long.
I was getting there, Billy, okay? I was setting up the sadness.
She doesn't touch him yet. He's over here like, baby, everything's going to be okay. I love you, baby.
It transitions basically into a dreamlike state to where you see the night of what happened, and she ends up killing herself in the bathroom tub while he was off on his endeavor making the Event Horizon. Which, mind blown from earlier clip, if you have that clip for me going like this, my mind was blowing because I realized that I think Sam Neill, the doctor, made this ship to go to hell because he believed his wife was in hell and he wanted to get her back.
So I don't believe that was the thing.
I mean, I'm just saying it's just a theory. It's not a fact. I'm just throwing out a theory here. Like I was thinking,
so I'm gonna get. Here's a theory. I'm gonna give the movie some type of props because this whole movie has no logic to it whatsoever. Like I already broke logic multiple times. He's building the ship because he wants to go from point A to point B. He's not really caring about the dimension. But when the dimension happens, it's actually hell. And then hell was like, holy crap, we lost all our meat. We basically went through the chicken. How do we get more? And then they're like, all right. The thing is, hell knows all your guilties and da-da-da-da-da. They probably like figured out, hey, this guy is in charge of this. He has guilt over what he did to his wife, even though he had no control of her actions. Let's see if we can get this guy out there. This is like some good meat. And then they find out, so the ship knows things that nobody else knows, and there was a huge scene with his name's Martin, right?
Yeah.
Captain Miller. Miller.
Captain Miller. Yes.
Sits down with DJ, and they're like, man, there's only one person I seen killed in my life. And then they're like, how did he die? I had to shut the door on him, man. It was too late. And the ship knows. The ship knows.
Yep. And he never told anybody. And
so
that's how he realizes
the
that
ship knows
some
stuff.
shit.
And so they had to know.
Oh, it knows all your deep dark secrets and your weaknesses.
They had to know the doctor.
Oh, yeah, it played him.
They were plaguing him with the visions. So hard. And boom.
It played him so hard. And he ate it up because he saw a form of his wife, and he's like, yeah, I'll take that. And all this stuff, all like the gore and like the hardcore parts in this film are very Hellraiser-esque. It's very Hellraiser styled with like
I wonder
Are
why.
we ready to get into my favorite kill of all of them yet?
Hold
Are we
on,
ready?
what-
Or do
what is it?
no?
What
We
is
have
it?
one more scene to get there.
Yeah.
We have one more scene till we get to my favorite kill. So after Sam Neill gets possessed, we see that his wife committed suicide. He loses his eyes essentially because he gets a second sight of hell or whatever.
Where we go, we don't need eyes.
Exactly.
That's-
There we go. There's the quote.
That was
There's
the line,
quote.
right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the
yeah.
Fast and Furious. Wheels, where we go, and we don't need roads. It's like, what? This is getting ridiculous, guys. I hate this metaphor.
Yes. I mean, this is a full pack full of cheese, you know.
Oh,
but
this scene in
it has a
particular,
beautiful tone to it.
Lawrence Fishburne is like, "Oh yeah, you want to play hardball? We're playing street."
The quotes from this film.
It's not, my quotes aren't really real quotes. He goes and picks up the gun in the closet, and he's like, "Yeah, where is he? Where's the doctor?" And they found Stark. He drops the gun. Doctor Sam Neill finds the gun, and he's like, "Ha ha ha ha!" And the blind guy with a gun, nothing scarier, right?
Basically, obviously, of course, the guy with no eyes ends up shooting a freaking window
Hold on,
out.
time out. If I like, somebody's like, "Hey, this scene is getting too extreme. I'm starting to believe I'm watching a good movie. We need to break that." And then here comes Coop at the right time.
Our comedic relief.
"Hey guys, I told you I'd be back." Whoa, I'm gonna hit the window. I can't stop. And then like the thing is like, why is he saying this out loud? They can't hear him clearly. Like they thought he was dead. So as soon as he hit the window, like Dr. Sam Neill
Sam Neill, the doctor, has a gun.
I don't,
because he's holding it up to Stark and the captain. And yeah, go ahead.
The glass has to be super thick. And the thing is the way it penetrates and goes through and then magically stops, it doesn't stop where the arrow goes. For some reason it magically stops where the rod would be. So the rod's already going through. It should have hit Coop. If the one thing is, if the arrow had the little point, that would have been fine. But you made the whole thing go through, but stop conveniently not to hit Coop, and it's just that. So that scene was weird and off-putting. And
our captain has his redemption in this scene. He saves Stark and doesn't leave her behind like he did his previous endeavor. So he gets his soul-saving scene, okay? So he has his redemption.
I believe this is where the movie truly ended. You know why?
Why do you say that?
It kind of wrapped up. Coop's back. He gets back in the ship. Okay, let's get to it.
So
Lawrence Fishburne would have lived, but I bet you the producers were like, you know what? We need one more fight scene. And then, so do you have a fact?
There was 3 different endings originally for this film. 3. Okay, 3 of them. There was a couple different orders of things, but the initial vision kind of stayed. Though, okay, so going into the scene after we just mentioned is my favorite kill, and this is of our medic of the ship. And Sam Neill essentially guts him alive, hangs him up Hellraiser style, like over a table, and the captain comes in, he sees him gutted, hanging over top of this table, and like originally how this scene was supposed to go was he wasn't dead yet, he was hanging there gutted, and the captain had to shoot him to put him out of his misery. However, too hardcore for the rating board.
That would have been
so we just saw the shot of him hanging there with his entrails, which I still love it. It's a great kill. It's a beautiful shot. It's like grotesquely gorgeous. Very Hellraiser, and I love that scene. But yeah, that's I wish we got the full like blown like Captain help me, and he has to shoot him with his guts hanging out, but it's still a very effective scene. And then you want to get into the final battle after that, because that's basically what happens after that.
Yeah, because we already talked about Coop and Stark like getting there.
Yes.
And So the final battle.
Final battle.
Gets the...
Which The endings, the only difference is the main difference is between the ending of what we got and the ending was originally planned. The original ending that was originally planned, because Sam Neill goes out the window originally when he shoots the window, so we think he's gone and over with.
So
originally, go ahead.
I'm about to take off Event Horizon fan, so it's probably best you finish your statement.
Okay. No, you're fine. You're fine. And hey, take off all the people you want. We're here for different opinions. We are open to all opinions, and we love them all, even if they contradict our own. Howdy, Hoozles. The difference between what we got and what was supposed to happen. What was supposed to happen is our captain was supposed to see the guy that he was on board with that ended up dying because of him, and that was the final battle that we were supposed to get him between his demon. But test audiences said, where the hell did Sam Neill go? Why isn't he in the end of this? So they switched it to where they changed Sam Neill.
He got sucked into space.
Yeah, no, like they didn't
Sam
like
Neill go?
Sam Neill was just basically, he got possessed and he wasn't capable of getting himself back.
He's done.
Right. Their test audiences didn't like that, so they switched it from that to Sam Neill being the guy that Captain is battling at the end of this battle. I love
Sam Neill.
He sat in the chair for 7 to 8 hours for this full body makeup, and he came in at 3 a.m. every morning to get in this makeup for this scene that uses majority of his eyes.
So the practical effects look good, but that was one issue. That was one issue I had. He had a quote in the middle of or toward the end of the movie, where you going? We don't need eyes. And now all of a sudden, he has eyes again. Like
that, I was thinking the same thing, because like he's got full body makeup on. Why not add the no eyes? Because he doesn't need eyes anymore. Because it's even referenced in the hell tape that we see that he has the eyes hanging out, and he says something in Latin like they don't need any eyes. You know, so it's kind of not like keeping up with the continuity of things.
On top of that, not like he could be possessed by 1,000 men. I don't think Sam Neill.
Maybe it was just.
I don't think Sam Neill is gonna take on Lawrence Fishburne and win. That's just me though. I mean, you know, he can try.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I love Sam Neill, Lawrence Fishburne, our captain in this, I was rooting for all the way because I love him. And our poor old captain, he fights and he fights and he fights and he fights. And what happens, Billy?
How cartoony was this though? This was so cartoonish.
Oh, it was. It was very cartoonish. The set that ended up on fire did end up on fire, and they had to rebuild it. Fun fact.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual punches. Did you listen to it?
I didn't pick up on that. No. So go ahead. I didn't pick up on that.
You hear sounds like fake fighting noises, and there was one scene.
This was 97, Billy. Okay, cut him some slack.
There was this one scene where it sounded like a stray bullet went by, and I'm like, this is Looney Tunes sound effects. Why are we doing this? That's another comment. And so, you know what, guys on TikTok? TikTok, you guys are right.
What happened?
This is. People on TikTok, they said this movie's not like Twilight. You're right, guys. This is Looney Tunes cartoons, dumb bullshit. At least Twilight didn't do that.
So now we went from you defending this movie as like Twilight for an hour to now it's like Looney Tunes. No, you're not switching this up on me. I defended you publicly on this statement. Event Horizon is like Twilight. I have defended you publicly. You're sticking with the statement. It is not like Looney Tunes.
Billy, go ahead and put that little fight scene in there. Do the little, and then let's go back to that. Yeah, you're right. This is definitely not Looney Tunes. I'm not waiting for Albert Fudd to come out of nowhere.
I love it. I freaking love it. No, but yeah, it's hard to take serious, but if you can take it serious, it's a pretty damn solid film in my opinion. If you
ignore the glaring flaws, you can love it.
I mean, it's true though. It kind of is true though. It's kind of like got the flaws of a '97 film,
At first, I thought you were going to
but-
say a 97-year-old woman. I'm like,
No,
ignore the-
But
also-
I thoroughly enjoy this. I do. I'm going to be buying the Blu-rays collector's edition because I want to see some of the clips that aren't. For all you gorehounds, all the clips they found are uploaded on YouTube of the extended scenes. A lot of it was lost to time and deterioration. But yeah, I think with the climax, our captain, our humble captain, blows himself up with Sam Neill in the Event Horizon. Stark and Cooper are our comedic relief, and our female lead that is still alive are the last two surviving members of our team. They go into hypersleep, and we get, what do we get, Billy, after they go into hypersleep?
So if you thought the first Sam Neill coming back was like too much, then this third time is the charm, because it's like, oh my god, why don't, it's like the Austin
we
Powers
kinda get
scene,
a
like,
false
why
ending
don't you
here.
die?
It's a jump scare, you know.
But
and
it's
then we
fine.
get the happy ending that
so
they get rescued.
I like it.
You know,
It kind of sets up sequels, and if hey Billy, you bash this movie so
I would
hard.
love a fucking sequel.
I know
for this
how
film,
I
Billy.
know how we can do the sequel.
Oh, there's a series being planned. I read. I don't know where it's at because I never looked into it, but I read that there is a series based on this movie being planned. So I'm hoping it's either there or it's in Volition because I really would love that.
I would like Cooper and Stark to be like head of research analysis for like what they witnessed and seen with the portal. They're trying to figure out like why can't they stop having these dreams or like what's going on. The Hell ship isn't dead. They just left it stranded.
Nope, the Hell ship did not blow up. It's only the bridgeway to the two ships that
so
blew
it
up.
can have
The ship went back to its the hellish dimension. So that's what, because they were trying to get the crew and it didn't happen for them. But yeah, there's potential.
Oh, I think so. You know, it went back to the dimension, quote unquote. It's a linear line. It goes A dimension C. You just exploded it to A dimension or C dimension A. So it's just popped up somewhere else. That thing's,
Can you imagine?
that thing's still out there and alive, and it's looking for you.
So it's like spreading hell in all these different dimensions.
So what I would like is you see other cruise ships like space pirates come up and they board.
Oh.
And they're trying to like when I mean space pirates, I mean they're not
No,
affiliated
I know what
with
you mean.
like the Americans and their stuff. It's like
It's basically
the Russians.
drifters that try to collect things in space and make money off of it.
Oh, like Russians. Oh, I'm talking about Russia has their own space program. They heard about this blacklisted thing. I'm still trying to keep it somewhat grounded. It's not like aliens and sci-fi and stuff like that. But the Russians come. They're like, so they already went through bodies. It's getting stronger. Coop and Stark, like, we have to do another mission. This is where Coop and Stark meet their fate. But Sam Neill's still there. Miller, Captain Miller, gets a cameo. You get to see him come back. But this is the middle of a trilogy. You find out it's still there. You figure out how it's defeated, and then the next movie, they defeat the whole thing, and we can keep it somewhat semi-serious.
Yes, I would love to see it go that direction. That would be a great direction.
I
for it to
wouldn't.
go.
I want a stupid sequel, Billy. Let's do a TV series. Let's add more Dumb Logic to it. I think I'd prefer that.
Hey, if we could get this film with like the actual gore it was intended and the actual like greatness that was originally intended, I think it could be a great series personally, because there is a lot to this. Because as you explained, there's like, we could see how it was made, how it's tested, how it went there, how the rescue. We could go to so many different places with this story, my friend.
The star, the new captain. I'll announce it here first. Nicolas Cage. I got you, boo. You hate him so much. I love him.
Triggers.
So
Billy
we're pretty
knows
much
my
at the end of the film. We already talked about.
Are we? Are we at the end of the film, Billy?
We are.
Are we at the end of the film, Billy?
Effects
Are we?
ad nauseum. So let's go ahead and jump into best kill. I think you had
Best
first.
kill.
You had first pick last time.
Yes. Yes, you pick first.
I pick first. Oh boy. Oh boy, there's a lot of people that
You pick first.
there's a lot of people that I liked.
Okay.
So the people that I thought deserved to die is going to be a little bit rougher.
Okay.
And I know the obvious choice is Dr. Sam Neill, but the thing is he kept coming back alive. That I don't think he's truly dead. So I think
I know who you're gonna say.
I don't. I'm still thinking.
Really?
Heck, you know,
Because I know what you're gonna eventually. I
go
can
ahead.
guarantee I know who you're gonna say.
give me time to think, or else we're gonna have a long edit. I'll let you go first because
Okay, I think if anybody deserved to die, it would probably have to be the mechanic because he stayed on the ship with the bomb instead of running out the door that was right next to him.
he had
That is my
5
opinion.
seconds.
Okay.
I'd like to see you run away from a bomb in 5 seconds.
No, he didn't have 5 seconds originally, sir. Okay, he had 5 seconds once he found the bomb. If he spent that time when he was throwing shit around to get out that door, he would have been perfectly fine. Thank you very much.
Well, imagine.
Any hoozles?
Okay, imagine like there's a bomb on the ship. Get off! And then he runs off the ship. Nothing happens. Like 10 minutes go by. There's still a bomb on there. Be careful.
No, we not. Any hoozles? Any hoozles? Who do you think should have died, Billy, and why?
Okay, well,
Maybe I can win this time.
Nope. I think you picked one of the lesser names that I thought should have died. I liked him a lot. He had the most sound
I liked him
logic.
too.
reason.
I just think think he kind of died stupidly because it was kind of on him.
So if we're gonna
personally.
pick about stupid deaths and who's it on, I'm gonna pick the chick that I think her name's Peters, the mom.
Damn, I thought you were gonna say Justin.
No, Justin's stupid, but he was kind of possessed, and I can't
Okay,
I can't do that. The
Okay.
mom that knows her kid's back on Earth, and she's like, come here, little boy.
I was gonna say her. I was gonna say her, but I also feel for her because, like, a mother's love is kind of undying. So even though it's stupid what she does,
You're at
go ahead.
space.
Okay.
Everything
Hey,
around
I'm
you
sorry.
is not
I'm
like.
interrupting your
No, it's fine. I
tell
think I already
people-
won.
You always do. You always do, my friend.
right.
My own blood betrays me.
Check this out. You're a trained NASA operative. You have pictures of your son everywhere. Like, I think it's pretty. Like, you should know that your son's not there. No matter how
Also,
much
keep in mind your son is in a wheelchair and he's running around the ship somehow.
Well, why would you want him on this ship to begin with? What, like, do you think the demons kidnapped him and he's there and you have to save him? No, there's no logic, no sound reason. And you just seen what happened to Justin. You see what's happening to everybody around you.
Mhm.
You're just a dummy. This whole thing is dumb. Hey, if you're watching this, hold on, real quick. If you're watching this, go back and rewatch this real quick. Every time I say dumb, take a drink. Okay, go ahead.
I'm out, Billy.
I know.
I'm out.
You have to.
I mean,
get
you
more.
probably. When you say dumb, not say something dumb.
No, say dumb.
Got you.
Dumb.
Okay,
Dumb,
okay.
dumb.
I was about to say, if they do it every time you say something dumb, they might be on the floor and be calling an ambulance. But
No, if
to each
anything,
their own.
every time they do something dumb in this movie, and every time I call it out, that's they have to be on the floor.
No, true. Yes. But yeah, Event Horizon, guys, gals, non-binary pals. I know we're having a lot of fun with this one, but it really is a worth it one. If you like sci-fi horror, I think this one is definitely a one to watch.
Yeah, this is high on my list. In fact, if I meet Sam Neill, I'm not going to have him sign Jurassic Park. I'm having him sign Event Horizon because I like this movie. a lot.
Kurt Russell, apparently, fun fact, called the cult following this film was going to have. Because after he made this film, he worked with Kurt Russell, and he says, ignore the box office. In 10 years, this is the film you're going to be proud you made. Keep in mind, Kurt Russell was in The Thing, another cult classic that didn't do
And it
so well.
kind of had similar vibes. I felt like this was like
It
the
does.
thing in space with all the
It
gaslighting.
kind of is. It kind of there's a lot of there's a lot to be had in this film. There's a little bit of Hellraiser. There's a little bit of Shining,
Little
you
bit
know,
of Twilight. I get you. This
a
movie
little bit
had
of
it.
Twilight.
So I am kind of curious. If you guys go to the comments, how many did I convince at all that Twilight may be a slightly better movie? If not, this is Twilight, but in space, because of how dummy dumb it is. Dumb. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, we're gonna go to our game if you're comfortable with that, because I finally get to do it
that's
to
right.
you this time.
We are playing Blind Rank. If you don't know what it is, it's a TikTok game. I don't know what's coming next. She's going to say a movie, and we'll just figure it out from there. Go ahead.
Billy has to rate these movies 1 through 5. He doesn't know what's coming next, so he could put his favorite movie on 5 and his least favorite on 1. And it is themed, so it is in the same theme of movie as we normally do,
Am
Billy.
I guessing, or are you telling?
No, I'm telling you the movie, and you got to tell me where 1 through 5 you will rank them, and you
Talking
can't
the theme.
move them. No, I'm not telling you the theme. You don't tell me the theme.
I did one
Why would I
time.
tell you the theme?
Fair enough.
Technically, this is very easy to guess anyway, okay? Mine's easy to guess. So,
Go ahead.
okay. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Oh, I'm loving this already. Okay, so we're going to start off with Hell House LLC. 1 through 5. Where would you rank it?
3.
Okay. Record.
5.
Inspire. 5? Yes. Okay. Sir, we're going to have a conversation about this later.
There's so many better found footage movies than movies like
Okay,
that.
okay. Creep.
Which one?
First one.
4.
Okay, so we got... Didn't you already pick
Hold on,
4,
hold on.
Billy?
No. It's 3 for Hell House, 5
Okay.
for Wreck.
That's a 4?
That's a
Okay,
4.
so... Okay, Record's 5, Creep is 4,
I
and
think I kind of-
Hell House is 3.
I kind of bit
So you
myself. 1 and 2.
You really did. I played you hard with this one, my friend. Okay, so the last 2, you have 1 and 2 left, Billy. VHS.
Oh, I like that movie a lot.
So do I.
I feel like I like it as a 2.
1 or 2, Billy?
I like it as a 2. Oh my god.
I'm so happy right now. I finally got to troll Billy. Would you like to know what your number 1 pick is, Billy?
Nope, that's all for today. I'm just kidding.
The Blair Witch Project.
No.
That is number 1 on your list.
Honestly, that might be logical in a sense of if somebody saw
Okay.
that, people would be like, okay, that's a decent list. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Yeah, but it's not true.
She knows
That
that
is not your number 1.
Blair Witch isn't my favorite. In fact, I would probably watch
I do.
Hell House. I'd probably watch Creep. Okay. Blair Witch was
I tried
probably...
to put some good ones on there. Like, Creep is really good to me. Hell House is good to me. Blair Witch is good to me. Like, Record is good to me. And VHS is good to me. I put all movies that I liked
So
on there.
I noticed
So
the
I
theme. It's
Yeah,
found footage, basically.
Yeah, it was going to be easy to guess.
The thing is, I was kind of hoping out for Paranormal Activity because a lot of people would rank that low,
yeah.
and I'm like, no, I really like the first one or the second one.
The second one's my favorite, personally. I think it started falling downhill once we hit 3.
Well,
That's just my personal opinion.
I felt like there's a divot though. I really like the Mark ones.
I like the unrated cut of the marked ones. The theatrical cut was kind of boring to me.
I don't think I watched besides the first 2 Paranormal. I think the rest of them were director's cut or unrated or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But no, that was a fun game. I enjoyed it.
Yes. I didn't try to troll you too hard except for keeping Blair Witch to the end because I kind of wanted to get that on your first slot because I know it's not your favorite. And I did it. I did it.
Good job. But I did buy Blair Witch though this week. I bought it.
Yes, you did on VHS, you freaking little lucky bastard.
Guess for how much?
I saw the sticker.
Just $1.
Oh, it originally had a $4.99 sticker.
Oh, then no, I
How
got a
the hell
$4.
How the hell did you get a VHS of Blair Witch for... People don't realize, man. People don't realize.
No.
Like, I honestly feel... I told you this in a text, though. But people out there, if you still own a VHS player, there's a few handful of movies that I feel like are best on VHS. One being Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. One being Blair Witch Project. I think they shine on VHS because they are meant to have that grindhouse, grungy feel where you don't understand what's going on. Personal opinion.
So this is pretty much the end of the episode, and you know it's kind of fun.
I don't want it to be the end. I'm having fun with you, Billy.
Well, I don't know how much longer it's going to last because you have to pick the next movie.
I know I gotta pick the next movie.
Or do you get to pick the next movie? I know. Oh, no,
Do
no,
I?
no. You
No,
don't.
hold on. I don't know yet because our schedule isn't locked down at this point, is it?
It's not because guess what? I know what the
not.
next movie is. I realized we discussed this. We just forgot about our discussion.
Billy, you know I have the brain of Dory. Please remind me.
I think we're going to have a friend come back and we're going to do the second one of Scream.
Yes! Yes! Bubbles! Bubble, 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 bubble.
So if
Yes,
you-
yes, 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 yes. Rob loves R 93.
If you love Rob from last episode-
I just swallowed bubbles. I'm done. Ah, that is horrible. It smells like apple, but it doesn't taste like apple.
Bubbles is her
Help me,
stepdad.
Billy. I don't have anything to drink. Okay, let's wrap this up so I get some water, please. Rob, I love you. I did that for you.
I have a 150-word poem I'd like to read before we go.
No.
Ew.
Where'd my fan go? I threw my fan. I can't. I'm done. I'm done. Okay, I'm ready for the episode to end now.
I think that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm Billy D. That's Lilith. And she's a spitter, so she's a quitter. See
Thank
you
you
next
guys,
week.
down the binary pal.